Hello, friends, and welcome to SWT English Learning. Today, I want to start with a simple question. What if the secret to speaking better English wasn't about speed, but about slowing down? Yes, you heard that right. Many learners think that speaking quickly makes them sound smart or fluent. But the truth is, speed without clarity is like running in the wrong direction. You're moving fast, but not really getting anywhere. When you slow down, something powerful happens. You give your brain time to think. You give your mouth time to pronounce words correctly. You give your listener time to understand. And most importantly, you start to feel in control of your English instead of letting English control you. Think about this. Have you ever spoken so quickly that you tripped over your words? Maybe you wanted to say one thing, but you said another. Or maybe you forgot an important word halfway through your sentence. That's what happens when we rush. We lose accuracy, we lose grammar, and we lose confidence. Now imagine the opposite. Imagine speaking slowly and clearly. Imagine your words sounding smooth, your sentences making sense, and your listener nodding because they understand you perfectly. That's the power of mindful, slow English. But let's be clear. Speaking slowly does not mean speaking in a boring or robotic way. It means speaking with attention. It means using pauses like a tool. It means choosing words carefully so your message is easy to follow. Great speakers, teachers, and leaders all use this skill. They know that silence and pauses can be more powerful than speed. Let me give you an example outside of language. Imagine you are watching a professional chef. Do they rush while cutting vegetables? No. They move with care and precision. Their focus makes the process safe and effective. In the same way, when you focus on each English word, you make your communication strong and effective.
Another example. Think about a musician. If the guitarist plays too quickly without practice, the notes sound messy. But if they slow down and play carefully, the music is clear and beautiful. Later, speed comes naturally. Language learning works the same way. First, clarity, then speed. So why is this so important? Because when you slow down, your brain has more time to select the right vocabulary. Your pronunciation becomes sharper and easier to understand. Your sentences are more accurate. Your confidence grows because you are in control of your pace. And there's another hidden benefit. Your listener feels respected. When you speak slowly, it shows that you care about them understanding your message. People enjoy listening to someone who speaks with clarity and confidence. Now, let's talk about listening. Many learners believe that if they listen to very fast English all the time, they will magically start to understand native speakers. But in reality, listening to speed without practice can leave you frustrated. You may miss small but important words like could, yet, or still. You may also miss the emotions behind the words, and when that happens, the meaning is lost. For example, compare these two sentences. I can go. I can't go. If you listen too fast and miss the tiny sound of T, you will understand the exact opposite meaning. That's why slow and mindful listening is so important. When you slow down your listening practice, you begin to notice the details, how words connect, how voices rise and fall, and how emotions are carried in tone. You don't just hear the words, you feel them. So let me repeat the key message. Slowing down is not weakness, it is strength. Fluency is not just about speed. It is about clarity, connection, and confidence. In the next part, we will dive into practical ways you can train yourself to speak and listen mindfully every single day, using fun and simple exercises that really work.
Now that we understand why slowing down can change everything, let's get practical. How can you train yourself to use mindful English in your daily routine? The first step is slow listening. 1. Slow listening. Pick a short piece of English audio, maybe a motivational talk, a story, or even a short news clip. Instead of choosing something long and difficult, start with something around 1 to 2 minutes. First, listen at the normal speed. Don't stop it, don't rewind, just listen once. Then, listen again, but this time, focus like a detective. Pay attention to the small connecting sounds. Notice how going to might sound like gonna, or how did you might sound like didja. These little details are the secret glue of spoken English. When you listen slowly, you also notice the music of the language, the rises, the falls, the pauses, and the emotion. For example, when someone says, "I'm so excited to see you," the word "so" will usually stretch out. That stretch tells you the emotion, not just the meaning. 2. Slow repeating. After listening, the second step is slow repeating. This is also called shadowing, but here you don't need to rush. Instead, imagine you are an actor playing the same role as the speaker. Say the sentence out loud, copy the pauses, copy the rhythm, and copy the stress. If the speaker says, "It's a beautiful day," don't just repeat the words, repeat the feeling. Smile when you say it, because the voice carries emotion. This kind of practice does two things. It trains your tongue to move in the right way. It teaches your brain to think in English patterns, not just in words. Think of it like practicing a dance move slowly before doing it fast. Every dancer knows that slow practice builds perfect moves.
The third step is learning to pause before you answer. Many learners feel pressure to reply immediately, but taking a short pause shows confidence, not weakness. For example, if someone asks you, "What's your favorite kind of food?" don't rush and say something quickly like, Pizza, I like pizza." Instead, take a breath and say clearly, "My favorite food is Italian pasta. I enjoy cooking it at home." That small pause gives your brain a chance to build a complete sentence instead of half an answer. And guess what? Native speakers do this all the time. They think before answering. 4. Speak for your listener. Another important tip: when you speak, don't think only about yourself. Think about your listener. Ask yourself, can this person understand me clearly? Use pauses like punctuation marks. Use simple, clear words. For example, instead of rushing through, "Yesterday I went shopping, bought some fruit, met my friend, it was fun," say, "Yesterday I went shopping. I bought some fruit. Later, I met my friend. It was fun." Both sentences have the same information, but the second version is much easier to understand. That's the difference mindful speaking makes. 5. Reflect after practice. The final step is reflection. After you listen or speak, take 1 minute to think. What went well? Did I hear a new phrase? Did I pronounce something better than yesterday? Where can I improve next time? This self-checking habit is like looking in a mirror after dressing up. You see what looks good and what needs fixing. Over time, these small reflections create big improvements. Friends, remember, slowing down is not about speaking like a robot. It's about speaking like someone who values their words. Just like a painter takes time to choose colors, or a writer takes time to choose words, you should give your sentences attention. By practicing slow listening, slow repeating, pausing, speaking clearly, and reflecting, you will notice real progress. Your confidence will grow, and your conversations will feel smoother.
One of the biggest struggles for English learners is confidence. Many people know the grammar, they know the vocabulary, but when it's time to speak, fear takes over. They worry about mistakes, they worry about their accent, they worry about being judged, and because of this, they often speak too quickly, hoping no one will notice their errors. But here's the truth. Confidence doesn't come from speed. Confidence comes from clarity and control. And slowing down gives you that control. Slow speech shows strength. Think about people who give powerful speeches, leaders, storytellers, teachers. Do they rush through their words? No. They pause. They allow silence. They let their ideas breathe. This doesn't make them weak, it makes them sound important. Their words carry weight because they take their time. When you do the same in English, people will listen more carefully. Your words will sound meaningful, not rushed. Even if you make small mistakes, the listener will respect your calmness. Pauses are your friends. Let me give you a simple trick. Use pauses the way a writer uses commas and periods. For example, imagine you're telling a short story. Last weekend, I visited a new cafe in the city. The place was small, but very cozy. I tried a cup of hot chocolate, and it was the best I've ever had. Notice the pauses? They guide the listener. They also give you, the speaker, time to think and pronounce correctly. Emotions come alive when you slow down. Another benefit of slowing down is that your emotions become clear. English is not just about words, it's about feelings. If you say something too fast, your listener might miss the emotion behind it. For example, say quickly, "I'm happy to see you." It sounds flat. Say slowly with energy, "I'm happy to see you." The second one feels real. The listener feels your happiness. This emotional connection is what makes communication powerful. Everyday practice ideas. Here are some simple ways to practice confidence with mindful English. Read aloud slowly. Pick a short text, like a poem or a short story. Read it out loud, but stretch your pauses and emphasize the feelings. Pretend you are reading to a child or to an audience. This trains you to add life to your words. Record yourself. Take your phone, record a short message in English, and then listen to it. Notice if you rush. Notice if your pronunciation is clear. Recording yourself helps you see progress over time. Use power phrases. Before a conversation, prepare a few strong, clear sentences you can always use. For example, "That's a good question. Let me think." Or, "Can you repeat that slowly, please?" "I believe what you mean is..." These phrases show confidence and give you time to think. Confidence grows with practice. At first, slowing down might feel strange. You might even feel like you're speaking too slowly. But remember, what feels slow to you
often feels perfect to the listener. With practice, your confidence will grow naturally. And when you're confident, your English becomes not only clearer, but also more enjoyable for others to hear. So, slowing down is not just about language. It's about building a stronger, calmer, and more confident version of yourself.
For example, say quickly, "I'm happy to see you." It sounds flat. Say slowly with energy, "I'm happy to see you." The second one feels real. The listener feels your happiness. This emotional connection is what makes communication powerful. Everyday practice ideas. Here are some simple ways to practice confidence with mindful English. 1. Read aloud slowly. Pick a short text, like a poem or a short story. Read it out loud, but stretch your pauses and emphasize the feelings. Pretend you are reading to a child or to an audience. This trains you to add life to your words. 2. Record yourself. Take your phone, record a short message in English, and then listen to it. Notice if you rush. Notice if your pronunciation is clear. Recording yourself helps you see progress over time. 3. Use power phrases. Before a conversation, prepare a few strong, clear sentences you can always use. For example, "That's a good question. Let me think." "Can you repeat that slowly, please?" "I believe what you mean is..." These phrases show confidence and give you time to think. Confidence grows with practice. At first, slowing down might feel strange. You might even feel like you're speaking too slowly. But remember, what feels slow to you often feels perfect to the listener. With practice, your confidence will grow naturally. And when you are confident, your English becomes not only clearer, but also more enjoyable for others to hear. So, slowing down is not just about language. It's about building a stronger, calmer, and more confident version of yourself.
We've talked about clarity, listening, repeating, pausing, and confidence. Now, the real question is, how do you make mindful English a daily habit? Because learning English is not a one-time effort. It's a lifestyle. 1. Start small and stay consistent. You don't need to study for hours every day. In fact, 5 minutes of mindful practice is better than 1 hour of rushing. For example, spend 5 minutes listening carefully to one short audio clip and repeating it slowly. Consistency is what builds skill, not long, exhausting sessions. Think of it like exercising. 10 push-ups every day will make you stronger than 100 push-ups once a month. The same goes for language. 2. Focus on quality, not quantity. Many learners try to memorize long vocabulary lists, but when they speak, they forget the words. Why? Because they didn't use them mindfully. Instead of learning 20 new words in one day, choose 3 and practice them in slow, clear sentences. For example, if you learn the word peaceful, try using it in your life. This morning, the park was very peaceful. I feel peaceful when I drink tea. Your voice sounds peaceful. By slowing down and practicing in real situations, those words will stay in your memory. 3. Practice with real people. Mindful English is not just for study time. Use it in conversations with friends, teachers, or even strangers. Next time you order food, don't rush. Say, "Could I please have a chicken sandwich?"
clearly and calmly. If someone asks about your day, don't answer in one rushed line. Take a moment. Today was interesting. I had a meeting in the morning, then I went for a walk in the evening. Clear, simple, confident. The more you practice in real life, the more natural mindful English becomes.
4. Turn mistakes into lessons. Here's something important. Slowing down does not mean you will never make mistakes. You will, but that's okay. The difference is, when you slow down, you can hear your mistakes and fix them. For example, maybe you say, "He go to school yesterday." If you're speaking mindfully, you'll notice something feels wrong. You'll correct yourself. "Oh, sorry, he went to school yesterday." This self-correction is a sign of growth. Every mistake is a teacher if you give yourself time to notice it. 5. Enjoy the process. Finally, remember this: learning English is not a race, it's a journey. When you slow down, you enjoy every step. You enjoy the sound of new words, the rhythm of sentences, and the beauty of expressing yourself. Think about children. They don't learn language by rushing. They learn slowly, repeating the same words again and again, enjoying the sound. And little by little, they grow into confident speakers. You can do the same. Now, let's sum it up. Slowing down makes your English clear and strong. Mindful listening and repeating train your ears and tongue. Pauses and reflection build your confidence. Daily practice turns this into a habit. The more you practice mindful English, the more natural it becomes. Soon, you'll find that your understanding improves, your speaking feels smoother, and your confidence shines. Remember, speed will come later, but clarity comes first. And clarity is what makes people listen, connect, and respect your English. So starting today, choose mindful English. Speak with care, listen with attention, respect your words, and most importantly, enjoy the journey. Thank you for being here with me on SWT English Learning. Keep practicing, keep smiling, and keep believing in yourself. Your best English is waiting for you.